Why is networking and attending design-related events important for a graphic design student?
I think anytime you're around people that are passionate about this business, I think that it's contagious. So I think that you should always attend functions and seminars and any kind of creative events out there. I think you should always try to attend, because when you get around people like that, it rubs off. And you also learn. And I mean, I've been in the business a long time, but I go to events like that and I learn every time. And I like to try to think that every day there's an opportunity to learn something new. And when you go to those functions, I think you have more opportunities to learn and to ask questions. And everybody's an equal at those. I really love going to seminars and functions like that, because everybody's passionate about the work and they're excited to talk to you about it. So I think it's inspiring. So I think it's important for inspiration, motivation.
Well, I think it's real important because it helps to put things in context. You know, when you hear more experienced people talk about their work, or you know, or if you're, yeah, even just networking with peers, even if they're other students, you get, you know, you get insights on how other people think about what they're doing. You know, and that's the kind of really the difference between a raw designer and a experienced designer. In many cases, is just the size of the toolbox, you know, that they can bring to a project. You know, and networking and attending those kind of industry events is just, you know, they always expand the toolbox. I mean, every time I attend, you know, something like that, I pick up something else or go away with something I didn't know when I got there. You know, there's no, the thing about that's a great thing I think about this profession, is that you know, there is no finish line. You know, there's no stopping learning. You know, you have to, everything is, because the industry changes, like I said earlier, the mode of communication changes, technology changes, the way you have to approach it changes, the way people are receptive to information changes. You know, so you know, it's a constant evolution of skill. And occasionally trends come back around on things, and you know, you can do what you did 15 years ago and now it's new.
Well, it is important for anybody, man, for a student, for, you know, professional. It's good to network because you know people, you know places, you need a job, you know people, you know, and it's everything, man, in a way. It's about knowing people. You know, if you need a job and you know somebody in an agency, you know, it might be easier than if you don't know anybody, you know. So I think it is good to network. It's good to go to seminars and conferences and that kind of stuff, because I mean, you learn and you keep skills up to date, and I mean, you gain knowledge. So I think that's why it is important.
Yeah, absolutely. Every job I've ever had has been through somebody that I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's the best and most reliable way to find a good job, because someone can vouch for you, they can also vouch for the place that they work. You know, I mean, you need to know those things before you work there. Any job is not a good job. You're interviewing, you know, your work environment as much as they're interviewing you to work there. And so you want to make sure that it's a good fit. And if you know somebody else that works there, then it's a lot easier. Not so much easier, but more.
But it's easier in a way. I mean, I think, you know, it's easier to get your first, you know, your first feet in, you know, in the door. Doesn't mean you're gonna get a job, but at least you might get interviewed. You know, at least, you know, it might bring you in. So then, and the big thing, you know, one of the big things, you know, people should start doing it in school. You know, you don't wait until you graduate and just start networking, because you know you have to build, you know, these relationships. You have to, you know, so it doesn't take a day. It doesn't take for you to go one time to, you know, some, you know, IAJ meeting or something. And so start doing it in school. You know, start looking for jobs in schools. I mean, in a year, you know, 2 years before you graduate, whatever, you know, start, you know, doing it in school. I mean, I always tell people who's in school this stuff. You know, don't wait until you graduate. You know that. Now you have 200 people, whatever, 1,000 people who graduated with you looking for the same job you are, you know. So it's good to do it from before getting some experience. So.
I think networking, just kind of by word of mouth, that's actually how a lot of people get hired. So I mean, I think that's probably your primary reason for wanting to network, is to be able to feed off of other people and their creativity and their knowledge, obviously. But just to kind of get your name out there, because the first thing, any place I've ever worked at, or anytime you're looking for anybody, you always go around to people in your department first and say, do you know of anybody who might be, you know, looking for this kind of position or might be great at that? So networking definitely gets you that kind of contact. And as far as design seminars, I think it all goes back to being passionate for what we do. So if I see that a student on their resume has affiliations with certain design groups, or if attends certain conferences or what have you, I know that it's more than just a job that they're looking for, that they really have dedicated themselves to making this a career.
Why is networking and attending design-related events important for a graphic design student?
Networking and attending events is really important for a design student, because this is going to start showing the people in the industry, it's going to start giving you a heads up to who is really making it in this industry, who's really working the town, who's getting noticed. It's your ability, it's your chance to step up and go meet these people in person and really get to shake their hand, talk to them, let them know who you are on a personal, more, you know, not a business level, but more of a friendship level, that's going to kind of like help you really like get in and connect with them and become more than just another person. You're gonna be a face. You're going to get recognized. It's even stronger when you go in there and you already have a business card and you're already trying to hustle for some work, you know, telling people, oh, if you need it, just, you know, simple production, Photoshop work, you know, prepping things for projects or this and that, color correction. I think just showing these people is going to say, wow, you know, that's somebody who's really trying to get it in this industry. You know, they're the new and upcomer, you know.